am more than privileged and honored to actually welcome Mr. C.K. Kumaravel, who is the CEO and co-founder of Naturals, which is India's largest salon and spa. He's the person who changed the face of the salon industry to a lifestyle industry and believes in women power with a mission for a housewife-free India by creating 1,000 successful women entrepreneurs, 3,000 salons, 50,000 jobs within 2025 across the globe. We are excited to have him on board for being a men ally for laying the foundation for women-led workforce. Welcome, sir. Welcome, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you, Vandana, and thank you, Padri. Good evening to friends at the Shevolve. Happy Men's Day to all my friends out there, and thanks for accommodating me to the last session. I had some small challenge, and glad I could listen to some of the panelists' views in the end. It's been very interesting, very well put, and very well articulated. Thank you so much for all the my hearty congratulations and best wishes to all the panelists too.
Yes, and so to start off with, when we talk about men who are being transformed, so when it comes to being an ally for women, we see men who were initially apathetic, then they became aware, and then they became active, and now we see advocates, a lot of them advocates like you for women. So what do you think is a key giveaway for men who want to be an ally for women in their family and professional growth? What would you be your 5 salient points that you can talk about with your experience and journey?
5 salient points for men, you are saying, or you are asking?
How can men be an ally for women like you have been for so many women out there? I'm sure you have that experience. So
how can men be an ally? If I have to talk from my experience and then answer your question to come step by step, is that go back to 13th September 1979. My father died, and the next day morning my mother called all 6 children. I'm the youngest at 13, my eldest is at 25, and 4 siblings in between. And she called all 6 of us and told, from today I'm going to be your father and mother. As a 13-year-old boy, I didn't even get a grasp of what she's trying to say. All I could get was the family is in some kind of trouble. And for the next 35 years, she did exactly what she said on that day, played the role of father and mother to us. She ran agriculture, she ran a school, she ran a bakery, she ran a tailoring unit, she danced, she sang, and she lived a complete life. Ensured all 6 children are not only safe but also successful. On that day when my father died, we had a 2.5 lakhs debt, which is equivalent to 25 crores at this point of time. Not that we were not having assets, we were in a way asset rich and cash poor. But my mother took the life in her hand. She was a 9th standard woman from Andhra Pradesh. When she came to Tamil Nadu, she did not even know Tamil well. Little bit in English and more Telugu. But when a situation demanded, she took the life in her hand and started working with us. And that's what made me realize the power of the women. And as I was growing up, I see the power and the what they call the everything of the women right in front of me. And I was also observing the world. And the world has got so many talented women, educated, and but they lack in self-belief. And that's the first and the most important point I was seeing. See, even if the whole world believes in you, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody can help you. On the contrary, even if the whole world doesn't believe in you, if you start believing in yourself, nobody can stop you. When a lot of franchise partners who used to come and meet me in the beginning, they will say, hey, I'm after all a woman, what can I do? My husband only will know everything. My brother only will do everything. My father only will know everything. I don't know much. And these things, I said, no worry, I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. And we will work together and we'll make it successful. Today, I can very proudly say I have created more house husbands. And then because these women have started earning much more money. And once the women starts making more money than the men starts feeling jittery. Because so long this patriarchal society has tried to dominate the women only with this money in hand. I think once the money power has shifted from here to there, I think the whole this thing will change. I think one of the favorite this thing is in the pre-independence era, that is in my grandmother's time, they used to make 8 babies, 10 babies. Between two family, we can play cricket match. And then they used to take care of the cooking. They used to take care of the domestic chores. And then the first sapling for agriculture, the first sapling is the responsibility of the women. Then they will make buttermilk. They will make what you call buttermilk. And with that buttermilk, they will make money. And that is called a kasamala, which they wear it with a lot of pride. The money made with my effort. And that's how much was the this thing women had. We used to play multiple roles. But whereas if you come back here, you suddenly got into another society. We have said that a woman is called a success if she is a good wife. She can only do one role and she can be called a success. She can play a role of a mother, she can play a role of a wife, she can play a role of a daughter-in-law, she can play a role of a daughter, she can play a role of a host, she can play a role of a cook, she can play a role of a any one of the roles she can play, and she can claim herself to be successful. Whereas a man's role is to go out and make money. Okay, and that is if I call myself, I am a proud husband. I do a lot of work. I do a lot of cooking at home. No. I take care of my children. That and all is bonus. The first job men has to do is go out and make money. But fortunately, because of the education, today that has been neutralized. Out of the 10 first mark holders in the 10th standard, 9 of them are women, girls. The 12th standard, if you go, it is 8. And when it comes to college, it becomes 7. After that, it becomes the hare and the tortoise race. And that is where the change starts happening. And that is when I used to really think that this thing. So this thing for women, it's starting from self-belief. It's starting from the ability to dream big, and they need to take the women needs to dream bigger, and women needs to not trapped by relationship challenges. I think that's what I can say. Yeah.
Awesome. So very beautifully put on, from the women's perspective of being, believing yourself and having that self-confidence and self-worth is very important. But from a man's perspective, what do you think they can do to help women get that confidence? Like initially the first session, Lata ma'am was talking about them being more empathetic, and we need to voice out. These are the other attributes that she spoke about women. But when it comes to men, how do you think they can give their support for women to grow?
I think men, if they don't disturb the women only, they will find their own answer. So I would say that somewhere this patriarchal society is making the what do you call the pressure what they put on the women, and give them multiple tasks and not recognize them, etc. In my mind is a big challenge. I think the men needs to understand, because I have seen my mother from close quarters. I've always been fascinated by the women power. My role model is Anita Roddick, who is the body shop owner, and my wife Venus. What do you call it? If she had stayed as a housewife, we could not have built the Naturals brand. So all along, I have seen the women being very disciplined, very focused, and very this thing. It is the challenge I feel is more from the men to just keep away and give them the, as somebody was rightly saying, I think they don't require much of your advice. just to stay back and allow them to do their best. They will go ahead and win the world, and they can multitask. They can do so many things. I have been a big, I know I'm in awe with the women's power, both for the talent and also for the dedication. Only thing, they sell themselves short. I think that's that. If I have to say that, women have to keep telling them, especially in the beginning, not continuously, that you are here to make a big difference in this world. I think that's exactly what my mom has taught us, and that's what we are doing.
That's very true. Selling ourselves short is one attribute that we see in a lot of women, where we encourage them constantly to have that self belief. But one of the reasons that we believe that that is an issue for women is because there are so many fewer role models that we can look up to when we look at women, right? We can name just a few women leaders. If you see, it's less than 4% when it comes to women leaders in technology. So, do you think that women are not asking for the help that they need? Is that a challenge that we find, and how do you think we can overcome it when it comes to asking for help and looking at increasing more role models for women?
Yeah, absolutely. Out of 16 prime minister, only one is a woman. Out of 17 presidents, only one is a woman. Less than 3% women are seen in the corporate board and in the political board. 33% of reservation we are still fighting when we rightfully deserve 50%. Authorities and responsibilities are never given. It is always taken. The challenge is women ready to take the authorities and responsibilities? Women is powerful. Women are powerful in the school board. Women are powerful in the chess board. Women are powerful in the home board, but they are not powerful in the political board. They are not powerful in the corporate board. This needs to change. They should come out of their comfort zone. It is like a baby elephant. When it is a baby, the baby elephant is chained, and the other end of the chain is attached to a peg. This the elephant will try to open, and it will cut his leg, and it starts bleeding profusely. This the elephant will remember when it becomes a 5,000-pound big one. So even we have seen in the temple elephant, the other end of the chain is not even attached to anything. It will stand there and it moves its leg like this. This is called learned helplessness. This is not helplessness. And women need to come out of this learned helplessness. The one of the this thing to come out of this learned helplessness, they should know that, boss, this chain is not attached to anything. So I think that is a challenge in front, and that is the opportunity in front. That once women understand that and take the responsibility and authority, I'm asking, why should we have a woman name followed by a father name? Actually, the role of the mother in making the child, both physically and emotionally, is much more. I'm saying, why should a husband name? Why not husband? Why not Kumaravel be called Kumaravel Veena? This is how the society is conditioning to tell you, hey, you cannot stand on your own. You are supposed to play a secondary role. You are what you call, only when a second name is attached that you get. Boss, throw that, let the society go to hell. I think you need to take this thing, and we need more and more role models. Here, one Indra Nooyi, one Chanda Kochar, and one Kiran Mazumdar Shah, one Jayalalitha Jayaram, one Mamata Banerjee will not help. We need a large number, and that is where women needs to dream big dreams, and they need to be ambitious. We need to see neighborhood role model. We need to see each and only when they see women financially successful and more in number, men will start respecting. I think that is the need of the hour. I was so fascinated by this woman called YG Parsarathi. A few years before, she had got a lifetime award. In one function, I took a picture with her and I asked her, what is the defining moment of your life? I used to love taking the picture. And she said that when I got married, my husband told, I'm not marrying you for making a couple of babies and taking care of my domestic chores and cooking food for me. What is your dream? You tell me. I will make you. I'll help you achieve that. I think that's called a real ally. If you ask me, it is that person identifying so many dreams, so many potential, so many, is sleeping inside the four walls. The men has to just channelize that dream and that potential and that, this thing. If we can help that dream, achieve that dream of that woman, I think that's the best thing we can do. The bird, we are putting the bird in a golden cage, giving that fruits, giving that dry fruits, badams, etc. Why? Actually, the bird needs. We open the door and the bird needs to fly. So I think that's what we all as a society needs to do. Swami Vivekananda puts it so beautifully. He says society is like a bird. Men and women are its two wings. The bird cannot fly with one wing. In India, the bird is trying to fly with one wing for too long. Half of the problem is with the men and other half is with the women. And the solution actually lies with the women only, because authorities and responsibilities are never given. It is taken. When I come to the political field and I look around, no, women are not ready to come. They are not ready to come. So many, they feel that the politics is not for me. It is like a drowning man saying, I don't like water. But it is only, that's the problem. And you can't get away from that. In a democracy, in a large country like this, 50% women, what is the representation? I think these are some loud questions which we need to ask ourselves. And women easily can today, there are in every area there is an opportunity. In a speaker area there is an opportunity. When you go, because 10 men are competing, only 2 women are running. By this thing only you are different. When I go and even when a media comes, they take a picture of women only. There will be 10 men speaker will speak. Only 2 women will be there. Everything will be focused only on women. Because today it is looked at as minor. It's a great opportunity to go ahead, but that is where they stop with small successes. They stop there because they think that they need to play a secondary role and things like that. So I always used to tell them, hey, you are not here to assist other people in living their life. You have your life. First, live your life. In the airline, when we go, there's a beautiful the announcement will come. In case of a drop in cabin pressure, individual oxygen mask will fall from above. First, to pull it and take care of yourself before assisting others. And women are always in compromise mode. They don't even pray for them. They don't even cook for them. They don't even dress for them. They don't even eat for them. Why are you in compromising? But first, take care of yourself. I think that's the starting point. I think that's what I will this thing. I think financial independence will make a large difference. That's why when I say housewife free India, everybody says, boss, what is this housewife free India? People don't want to make housewife, who will take care of the house? Well, I'm saying, yes, taking care of house is a small portion of your work. Let not your dream, let not your potential stay there. That's what I say, women becoming financially independent. I have one thing which happened in this thing. When I opened my 8th salon in Coimbatore, my first salon outside Chennai, and I used to go there and every month and spend some 5-6 days taking care of the customers along with my partner there. And one day he introduced me to a family which used to come from Karur and spend 5,000 rupees. I said, thank you very much, ma'am, for your patronage. She said that every month I come twice from Karur, and because of naturals, why not you open in Karur? She asked. I said, we'll do a market survey. Before we could do a market survey, she saw a place and she invited me to Karur. I went and saw the place. I liked the place. She invited me to her home. I walked into her house. There was a BMW on the left-hand side, a Mercedes-Benz on the right-hand side, and few more small cars. I told myself, why is this lady wanting to open a natural salon? Anyway, chalo, I went inside, met her husband, 2 sons, 2 daughter-in-laws, and I told myself 30 lakh also will not affect this family. Chalo, let us open. I opened the salon, and 1 year later she called me and she said, thank you. I said, for what? She said, this month I have made 50,000 rupees profit. I said, okay, ma'am, good. You can make up to 2 lakhs. And I said, it will be very useful for you. That is the mistake I did. And she said, sir, I don't have any money problem. My house at any time will have 10 lakhs in cash, jewelry and document extra. But for any money I spend, I need to give accounts to my husband and to my 2 sons. This is my money. I can spend the way in which I want. I said, you have made my day. The best fashion statement you can make is standing on your own legs. Even the women who is working, they are giving the money back to the husbands, thinking that they cannot handle money. My role model, Anita Roddick, puts it so beautifully. She and her husband, Gordon Roddick, will work on a restaurant and the restaurant will fail. And then Gordon Roddick will want to pursue his childhood ambition, which is going from London to New York in a horseback. She will leave her wife, two daughters, 6-year-old, 4-year-old, and like that, and he will go away. And Anita Roddick puts it so beautifully. He says, till such time, I used to think there are some work what men can do. There are some work what women can do. When my husband was not there, I started doing all the work. There is no big deal. I think that's the message, loud and clear. There is no big deal. It is actually the problem is women are foolish to pretend that they are equal to men. Actually, they are superior and they always have been. And that's my belief. And that's what I have seen with so many women in my life. And little bit of a push, little bit of a framework, and little bit of a what you call appreciation in the beginning. Women can actually go ahead and what you call conquer the world. Men get distracted. Men are greedy. Men are aggressive. It is. I think men only requires women, and actually women doesn't require men, and that's what I have seen with so many people.
That's beautiful. That's a very powerful statement when you say, women, when they stand on their own legs, that's a new fashion statement. And being financially independent and not asking or putting in those accounts is very important. When you're able to stand on your own legs and be authoritative and tell them that, this is what I want is something that is very strong and powerful that comes out from a woman, especially when she's looking at a career growth and being independent. So with that, I actually have a question for you, sir, from the audience. So there is this one person from the audience who says that she has over 10 years of experience. And when she tries to stand up for herself, like you said, for a leadership role, she is never looked up due to biases in the organization. It mainly is because she's very outspoken, right? And she's been trying to get back, but she's not able to find any opportunities. So what do you think should be the guidelines for her that in spite of being outspoken and authoritative and asking for leadership roles, the biases that are formed in industry is not letting her grow? What would you give her as a tip?
No, I think it is the society needs to unlearn certain things. It may take a little longer. I think it is being authoritative and being this thing. We need to try a different approach. The boss of you, your boss may be a different person. I think there is no one answer for which fits in everything. All I can tell you is just because there is a one situation like that and one person trying, because the men will not allow, because men feel very threatened when women succeed in life. I am not talking about an office situation. I am talking about a home situation only. So when such is the case, for a woman to really thrive and succeed is going to be a challenging situation. I think that is where women require women's support. Lot of times the problem for women is not men. The lot of times the problem for women is another women only. So I think the women needs to come together. I think as a group, if you are individually caught, then the men folks will join together and put you in a box and say that. Whereas the women form, when you become a group, and then there is no one person, you are addressing an issue, then the person is not represented. And that is where which will solve the problem in the society which is trying to change. And the social media is a great leveler. A lot of things we can use social media to address a problem by remaining anonymous. The issues can be addressed. I think these kind of things we need to try different. There is no, I'm not having a plus B equal to C kind of formula for what you are saying. I think it's an evolving phase of the society. Each one have to find their own answer. But only thing, you need to very honestly believe there is an answer. If plan A doesn't work, there is a plan B will work. There is ABCD has got 26 letters. Ensure that it works. I think that's what is the need of the hour.
Very true. I think it's important to have women holding each other's back at situations like this so that they can, understand from different perspectives of the challenges they face. Because when women grows up the ladder, the challenges that they face might be similar to someone who's just climbing up the ladder to grow up there. So I think that holding each other back is very important. And thank you so much, sir, for being with us today. That was a very powerful session that you ended with our entire session on International Men's Day. It was great to have you here. And at this time, I just wanted to talk about when you say women supporting each other. This is what Shevolve does. We are a mentoring platform which has one-on-one mentoring for a lot of women entrepreneurs and women returnees. And in fact, we have joined with FWC, First World Community, I'm sure that you are aware of. And we are collaborating with them for their Putri Women Entrepreneurs Club, where we are actually sponsoring 10 women entrepreneurs to be a part of our mentorship program. So we are actually calling out sponsors from other men allies who will be interested to help us take these women entrepreneurs who are mainly from Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, like you said, who have the passion to actually belong and to grow, but who do not have the investment to do so. So that is where we are coming in and helping them through this program. So thank you so much for being with us again and talking to us about the importance and kind of validating for us on what we are doing at Shevolve, which is to support each other and to lift as we rise. And with that, we will be ending our session for the day. And it's great to have you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and together let us build a beautiful world.